In this video, you're going to see something most people scroll past. Real faces from World War II. Not generals, not heroes from movies, just ordinary people, seconds, hours, or days before they died. He was 17, he never came home. This face was alive just hours before this photo was taken. World War II killed over 70 million people. But numbers don't matter until you see the faces. Before the war, life felt ordinary. Cities were alive. Families were together. In Europe, in Asia, in America. People were building their futures. They worked, laughed, fell in love, and believed tomorrow would be just another normal day. No one truly knew how fast everything would fall apart. In 1939, the world changed forever. War spread across continents. Millions were called to fight. Some volunteered. Others had no choice. They said goodbye, not knowing it would be the last time. He died just 2 days after this moment. Most believed they would return home. Many never did. Look into their eyes. This is what war really looks like. A young American soldier before landing in Normandy. A Soviet fighter, exhausted but standing. A German conscript far from home. A Japanese soldier facing the unknown. This was the last photo he ever took. Different sides, same fear, same humanity. They were not just soldiers, they were sons, brothers, friends. She waited for him, but he never returned. War was not heroic, it was chaos, noise, fire, loss. The ground shook beneath them, the sky burned above them, cities turned to rubble, lives disappeared in seconds. Everything he knew was gone in a single moment. Friends were lost, hope faded, and yet, even in war, humanity survived. A small smile, a shared cigarette, a quiet moment of peace, a letter from home that he would read for the last time. War takes more than lives, it changes people. Those who survived carried it forever. The memories, the silence. He came home, but was never the same again. World War II took over 70 million lives. Soldiers, civilians, men, women, children. Entire families were lost. Some never even had the chance to say goodbye. Numbers can't tell their stories, because numbers don't have faces. But they did. Every face mattered. Every life meant something. All that remains now are these faces, frozen in time, silent, but powerful. This moment was the last time he smiled. We cannot change the past, but we can remember. Because when we remember them, we give them a voice. These are the faces of World War II, not just history, but humanity. And as long as we remember them, they are never truly gone. This photo was taken on June 5th, 1944. Just one day before the landings in Normandy. He stood there like thousands of others, carrying more than just a weapon, carrying fear, hope, and the belief that he would survive. Many of them were still teenagers. Some had never even left their hometowns before being sent across the ocean into war. When the landing crafts reached the shore, the doors opened, and within seconds, everything turned into chaos. Machine gun fire tore through the air. Men fell before they could even take a step. The water around them turned red. In the first hours alone, thousands were killed or wounded. And for many, that moment became the end of their story. But this was only one place, one day, in a war that consumed the entire world. On the Eastern Front, the scale of suffering was beyond imagination. Winters froze men where they stood. Hunger became constant. Some soldiers were sent into battle without enough weapons. forced to wait for the fallen to arm themselves. Survival was not a plan, it was a matter of seconds. In Germany, as the war dragged on, boys were pulled from classrooms and sent to the front lines. 16 years old, still children, suddenly expected to fight, to kill, to survive. Many didn't last more than a few days. Their families would never see them again, never even know where they fell. In the Pacific, the war felt different, but no less brutal. Soldiers fought on islands far from home, surrounded by heat, disease, and exhaustion. Some were told that surrender was not an option, that death was better than capture. They wrote final letters to their families, folded them carefully, knowing those words would outlive them. Some never even had the chance to send them, and far from the front lines, civilians lived in constant fear. Sirens in the night, the sound of bombs falling from the sky. Entire cities disappeared in hours. In Dresden, firestorms consumed everything in their path. In Hiroshima, a single flash erased tens of thousands of lives in an instant. People didn't have time to run or to say goodbye. One moment they were there, and the next they were gone. And still, even in the middle of all this destruction, there were moments of humanity. A soldier sharing his last cigarette, a quiet laugh between battles, a photograph taken, not knowing it would be the last. Small, fragile moments in a world that was falling apart because they were never meant to be part of history. They were meant to live ordinary lives, to grow older, to come home. But war took that away from them in seconds and days in ways no one could have imagined, and those who survived carried it with them forever. Not just the memories of what they saw, but the weight of those who didn't make it back, the empty seats at the table, the voices they would never hear again, the lives that ended too soon. This is what war really leaves behind. Not victory, not glory, but silence and the faces of those who are no longer here.